And last but by no means least, we have Christian Roth. Christian's been with us for about 3 years now as a member. So, Christian, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, hello to all. First, I'm very honored. I saw the short list of 20, and suddenly I was in the 3 last one, which is it's a big surprise to me. I would also like you to know that I'm not here alone. I'm also here with the partner Verushka. You have met her probably, and she is the driving force also behind our commitment to IR. And I just wanted to mention it here in the same way. We are a very small firm, and actually we have to thank you all, because we were founded 3 years ago. And we immediately joined IR. And as Tom and yourself said earlier, you are progressing, and so did we. And we did also thanks to your referrals and to the referrals we brought to the network. So it's a fantastic experience. And what I want to mention is that every member of our firm participates in one or the other conference. There is no exclusivity for us, for me personally, to come to a conference, but I think we partition the work. For the last conference in Shanghai, we were not attending. It was Violen, who is a Chinese-speaking lawyer. And our characteristic is that we do only cross-border business. Business law in cross-border relationship. We have 6 lawyers, as I said. All are speaking 4 languages, which is a minimum requirement with us. And they are all from dual cultural background, which is also very important, because our motto is always, in order to give a good work, you have to understand the other person. And this is how 2 years ago we started a project which has become now a sustainable thing. We have been implanting an office in Doha, in Qatar. Might sound bizarre, but it is a successful thing that we also wanted to launch in order to show that there can be bridges and not only prejudice with the Middle East on a business level, and also on a small law firm level. So that's our characteristic.
And you've been involved in a significant number of referrals, and I think perhaps the audience would like to hear about the project, the Indian project, that may offer opportunities for other members.
Yeah, thank you. As I said, there are small, there are large referrals, and there are referrals from colleagues who don't even know that they are putting us on a link to something that becomes an incredible thing. And I just wanted to mention that example. Through one of our IR members in Belgium from the law firm Everest, and I want to thank him here, Stéphane Bertouille.
Stefan's here, I think, isn't he? Is he still around?
Is he still around? Yeah. He introduced us. He had organized a wonderful lunch one day in Brussels and introduced us to several number of people of his relationship circle. And one of them was interested about our operation in Doha. But during the conversation, we spoke about other things, and by the way, about a Canadian company who had some kind of a concession in Africa, in East Africa, and especially in Kenya. And from there came this incredible project through a social responsibility of my wife and myself for over 30 years. We are very deeply involved in East Africa, and especially in Kenya. Actually, we spend a lot of time over there. We have a charity. We sponsor a lot of public education, etc., etc. And through that contact and through that knowledge, it happened that it came to my idea that this Canadian company that was really in need in Kenya could find probably investors in other parts of the world. And I turned then to other people I knew in India. And it came through that in India, there are people who are ready to invest in this mining project in Kenya. And now we are at the very beginning, and I am sorry I cannot name anybody yet, but we are at the very early stage of a really multi-million-dollar project that comes to shape between, believe it or not, a French lawyer who sits in Paris, but who coordinates a very large company investor in Mumbai, a number of people involved in Kenya, UK engineers and mining specialists, and a Canadian listed company. And we are combining all that with the project that will be probably needing a project finance of several $100 million over the next 15 to 20 years. So the path might be difficult. We might also have a lot of hurdles, but we certainly will be on the look for you, for many of you colleagues, either in London or in Canada or in India, when it comes to the really nitty-gritty legal work. And that is the role that we want to play, thanks to also IR.
Yeah, no, that's great. It sounds a fantastic project that could hopefully reap benefits for many members. Now, I know that you've put a lot of emphasis on face-to-face meetings, and we spoke earlier about the travel calendar and the benefit of that. So, yeah, perhaps just tell us about some of your approach to some of the meetings and how that's benefited you.
The meeting is very simple. Everyone who travels in the firm for whatever conference or for whatever meeting with the client abroad, and especially Verushka, who is a happy traveler, like everybody else in the firm. Every town we visit for a conference or for a client meeting, we focus and we look, is there an IR member? And so in Budapest, in Moscow, in Düsseldorf, in Shanghai, in Chengdu, in Africa, of course, in the US, we had these face-to-face meetings with local IR members. Not if there is any relation. It doesn't need to be a business relation or a referral, but just knock on the door and say, hello, I am here. And next time you come to Paris, please be our guest, because that is very valuable. And this is how someone from McKenna from New York gave us a very nice visit. And I found out that actually, well, we had many friends in common in the city of New York, and he became a fresh member of IR and was very pleased. Another experience, I don't know if they have maybe not joined IR, and I didn't speak with you about this. It's members from Ukraine who interviewed me over half an hour or an hour on the telephone to find everything about the exciting aspects of IR. Well, I shared and I said, yes, indeed, it is a great network.
Oh, okay, that's good. And finally, I just want to hear about, this is quite quirky, I like this, is you have a guest writer on your newsletter?
Yeah, that's something that I also, I have to compliment Verushka. That was Verushka's ideas and other people of the firm. We have a newsletter. We don't want to bombard our contacts with newsletters. It's a quarterly. We try to issue it every quarter. Maybe you got the last one, we issued it just before coming to London. But from the very first these newsletters called Live from Roth Partners. And from the very beginning, the idea was to invite some member of IR to contribute in a very short paper. It doesn't mean to be very long. It's a one-page contribution that is included in our newsletter, which has 3-4 topics, no more, because we don't want to bother people and to burden them with unnecessary information. And so we have a long list. There is Ella Chong from Hong Kong. The latest one of this issue this September is Erdem from Istanbul. There was also some colleague from Brazil and some colleague from Bulgaria. So it's coming up, and I think I have already met also Anna from Sweden, who is also very interested. Okay. During this conference, I met Anna from Sweden, who is also interested to contribute in our next in our next newsletter.
Okay. Very good. Christian, thank you very much.